Matt, does Eric have a chance with you if things don't work out with Raven?
Oh, I'm not ruling that out. Definitely not.
I am a Mary.
Yeah, but you don't know what's gonna happen with that.
It's true, we could kill him. Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special post-season Big Brother 19 show with Matt. We have so much to talk about, everybody, but first, let me remind you guys, you know the deal. If you want to see any of our past shows with our previous house guests, they are over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB19. You can check out Josh's and Kevin's and Raven's and all the other people's that I don't remember. I have bad memory and you won't know it. But I will tell you that later on this week, and if you're confused about the schedule, it's in the sidebar of our website. I know that tomorrow is Christmas, Friday is Alex, Saturday is Paul, and Sunday is Whistlenut. But get those times on our website and see all of our content from the season over there. If you guys are watching this back, you should have watched us do it live on YouNow, so make sure you head over there and become a fan so you're alerted whenever we go live. Of course, lastly, if you want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only shows, prize giveaways just for patrons, weekly shows, and of course the after shows like the one we're doing with Matt, whenever we have house guests on, or you can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. It really helps support our shows, and we super duper appreciate it, everyone. But without further ado, we need to get to the man that you all want to hear from. It's Matt. Hi.
What is up, man? I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, Matt, on this glorious day of all days. I don't know if you're aware of what the hashtag day this is.
What's the hashtag today? Hump day?
No. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. That would have been that would have been probably the better joke, Matt. But I was going with it's National Coming Out Day. So if you want to announce that you're breaking up with Raven and playing for my team, I'm here for it, is what I'm saying. I took my wedding ring off, is what I'm saying, Matt.
You know what? I appreciate that. I'm gonna ponder it, and maybe next Wednesday.
Okay. Would it help if I wore my Raven hair?
Oh my God, that actually does help a little bit, but it might help even more if you dressed up as Ramses.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, man.
Wow. Thank you for stopping by, Matt. I'm sorry to have wasted everyone's time. This show's over. No.
If you would have had it in the Raven buns, then maybe that would have been.
That would. Fun fact, every season is something. I believe it started out as Shelley's weave on 16 or 17 maybe. Every season it's become somebody else's hair that we like to use as a prop, and then it's all over me for days. I don't know.
Used her hair as a prop all season and hid it from her, so I think very appropriate and well played on your part.
Okay, well played. We appreciate it then. Matt, this show is all about your fans, people that love you. I'm going to try and give you as many of their questions as I can. I want to let everybody in the chat room know, spread the word right now, let everyone know Matt and I are live, Square, Megaphone, whatever it is. You guys know they change it all the time. And of course, become a fan so that you're alerted whenever we go live, and you can put your questions in the chat room, or you can tweet me them with hashtag YRRLive. And the number one fan on this show is winning Matt's most favorite cereal. But Matt, this you're gonna have to confirm. Captain Crunch.
Okay, I was gonna be so upset if you missed that, man. Yes, Captain Crunch is absolutely it. And I was hoping you knew me that well. So
I do know you that well, but here's how well we do know you. You've been caught on your other Instagram lives, I think, claiming that Lucky Charms is also your favorite. You have had a lot of favorites, Matt. It's quite hard to know what your favorite cereal really is.
It's definitely Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch. Has been for a long time now. I actually don't eat that much cereal here at my house. We try to stick to a little bit more healthy cereals like Kashi Goldine and stuff like that. But that's part of why being in the Big Brother house was so great. I got some cereals that I usually don't get a chance to eat. So,
really, Matt, Well, you know what? Well, chat room, you guys can keep putting those questions in the chat room or tweet them to me. While they're doing that, then, Matt, I feel that this is a great time to play a little game with you.
Let's do it.
How well does Matt know Matt's cereals?
Oh boy, this should be fun. I'm excited for this.
And I'm going to start. I'm going to start out easy for you, Matt.
Okay.
We're starting out easy. Here is your first cereal.
Captain Crunch, original.
Oh, you are correct. Captain Crunch original. Okay, here's your next cereal.
Lucky Charms.
That was way too easy. All
that
right.
one was pretty easy. Right?
We're getting a little bit more difficult.
Is that Honey Grams?
That would be S'mores cereal, Matt.
That's s'mores. It didn't look. See, I had a lot of that in the house, and it looked a lot darker in the house. So maybe I messed that one up.
well, I zoomed in to try and make it a little bit more difficult. Okay, wait. Now you're getting a little bit harder, Matt.
That's gonna be Honey Bunches of Oats right there.
That is Honey Bunches of Oats. Okay, final round, Matt.
All right.
I will accept the answer for any three of these. Any three.
Okay, so Frosted Flakes is on the bottom right.
Oh.
Honey Smacks is bottom left.
Wow.
Looks like Reese's Puffs is on the top right. Cocoa Crisp number 2. 5 looks maybe like a strawberry Kellogg's Wheaties.
Okay.
And 1, I would probably just have to go with regular Wheaties.
You got them all correct.
Oh,
Matt.
Wow. Okay.
You did it.
Right.
You got them all correct, Matt. Congratulations. You have won the title of Cereal Master.
I mean, I ate it all season. That would have been quite the disappointment if I couldn't come up with at least a few of those. So,
Are you embracing the cereal edit that you got? I mean, obviously there was more to than the cereal, but I mean, do you appreciate it? Like, sometimes people don't like when something is focused on that they do in the Big Brother house. So do you find it funny or do you not love it?
I think it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, it would be pretty outrageous for me to not like something that I did that much.
Mm-hmm.
I love whoever made the edit of me laying in the bathtub full of cereal. Absolutely amazing. No, I think it's fantastic, and I welcome as many cereal edits as possible, and I appreciate production putting a fun cereal edit for me on the show as well. Some of those montages were fantastic. So
I feel like I feel like Kellogg's and those places, General Mills, are missing a complete opportunity with you.
I mean, I gave them a lot of airtime this summer, didn't I, Eric? I mean, I feel like I should at least get the opportunity to chat with somebody at one of those big cereal companies. So
I really feel like that's going to happen, or we're going to see some sort of a Matt cereal comp for BB20.
Oh God, that would be amazing. Yeah, I would love to have some input on that. I mean, I don't think there's a better expert. So yeah,
it's going to happen. I guarantee.
Brother, hit me up. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that one for sure.
All right, so let me get over to some of your fan questions. The first one from Christina C., who wants to know, have you watched any of the season back yet, the official episodes?
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. My roommates were good enough to DVR quite a few of the seasons, but I honestly have not had time to sit down and watch a lot. I probably watched 4 or 5 episodes, and mostly just from the first 10 episodes. So to answer your question, I have not gone back and watched a lot. I've obviously watched a lot of serial edits and some other funny stuff on YouTube, but in terms of actually sitting down and watching the entire season, to answer your question, not very many episodes, no.
Okay. But you will. It's not like you're opposed to watching it or you don't want to watch it. You will.
Oh, 100%. I'm really excited to go back. And, obviously I have a good idea of some of the stuff that happened, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm sure will surprise me as well. And I'm excited to see all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Joe M wants to know, what do you miss most from your entire Big Brother experience?
What do I miss most? It's funny, actually, because, there were so many fights in the house, and I'm sure a lot of fans and people across America thought that we didn't get along, but it really was fun just hanging out with people every single day. I mean, how many times are you going to get a chance in your adult life to not have to work for 3 months and get to hang out with a lot of cool people and enjoy camaraderie and play cool competitions and compete for $500,000. So obviously there were ups and downs, but just getting to interact with the house guests every single day is really cool. I'm not the type of person that likes hanging out by myself a lot. But so yeah, that was probably what I miss most is having those people around me every single day.
Okay, well, speaking of when else would you get to do that? What View wants to know, would you ever consider being on MTV's The Challenge? Because rumor has it, we cannot say if it's fact or not, but rumor has it, Big Brother players seem to be being recruited for MTV's show The Challenge lately. And they want to know, would you ever consider playing that?
Oh God, that would be absolutely amazing. I literally wouldn't even hesitate. I think that's a heck of an opportunity, and I love that show. I think it's fantastic, and hopefully I could show that I'm actually a better physical competitor than I showed in Big Brother. I would absolutely love that. That would be fantastic. Yeah,
those comps are way harder.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. I mean, the physicality in those comps is incredible, and I absolutely love the show. And there's some great characters on that show that I've been following for years now. So getting the chance to compete against them would be fantastic. I wouldn't even hesitate.
Who's your favorite challenge competitor?
Probably Johnny Bananas, man. That guy's
really?
I feel like he's been doing that for his entire life at this point. He kind of reminds me of like the challenge version of Paul, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think Bananas is hilarious. I mean, he's a vet, and I also love CT. That dude is a beast. I've been watching him for years now. He's hilarious. He's an absolute beast in the comp. So CT and Bananas, even though they're pretty much rivals at this point. So
you just know this. You're going to need to go in with some sort of a preseason alliance, because I have a feeling that those MTV kids are not letting any Big Brother people get far, regardless of any issues they have. They will take all Big Brother people out first.
Eric, so, I can guarantee you right now, if I'm ever on the challenge, everybody will see a completely different side of Matt. Everybody kind of saw the chill version of Matt, except for that last week in the house. So,
all right, all right. Let's go over to, you know what? I want to take one of the more controversial topics from this season in regards to you. I'm not sure if you're aware that it was an issue, but a lot of people didn't like you taking the penalty votes to ensure that you went home over Raven. People felt it was disrespectful to the game, I believe. What do you want to say about that topic?
Yeah, well, let me just say that I, first of all, completely understand why, obviously some super fans, and I'm sure other fans felt that way. And that is completely understandable, and I completely relate to where they're coming from. Just want to be very clear in the fact that at that point in the game, after what had happened with Jason, we had absolutely no idea who we could trust or what was going to happen. At that point in the game, it was clear that I wanted Raven to stay and not myself, and I wanted to do absolutely everything that I could to ensure that was going to happen. So it was absolutely no disrespect to fans, the game, or certainly production or the show in general, because I absolutely love Big Brother. It was just from a gameplay standpoint and trying to make sure that we stacked the deck as much in our favor as we could.
I have to say, I definitely was, which a lot of people didn't like, but I was in defense of you of that during the season, because like you said, I didn't feel like you were walking around going, F you production, F this show, I hate it. Like, you were literally saying, this is my strategy to keep the person I want in the game.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
It was strategic. It was a game move and then I know people's argument will be you can't use production, but whatever.
Well, I mean, I think that especially for the live feeders as well, being a have-not really was not a big deal for me. I actually ate slop pretty much every single day, even when I wasn't a have-not. I probably got my best sleep in the house when I was in the have-not room. So it was not me trying to avoid being a have-not or anything like that. It was just from a game standpoint, I thought that Raven had a better chance of winning the game. And obviously I wanted one of the two of us to win. So I wanted to stack the deck as much in her favor as staying as I possibly could.
Okay, I'll get this one out of the way then as well. I'll take it from Destiny's, and we did ask Raven about it. Were you surprised post-season to learn about the whole Twitter thing, Raven exposed party, and what are your, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely surprised to come out and see it, but I'll be completely honest with you. I have not sat down and watched any of the Raven Exposed stuff. It's not something that I'm interested in, and it's not something that I really care to spend my time entertaining. So was I surprised to see it? Of course, but I don't have a response to it because I don't know enough about it to even comment on it. Like I said in my post-show interview, I trusted Raven all season, and I believe the things that she told me. So that's what I'm basing my story off of. And I have not gone and watched the Raven Exposed party, so I couldn't even give you the details of exactly what it entails.
Perfect. I totally respect that. Lisa D wants to know, why do we had Mark on yesterday.
Yep.
And it may seem like Mark's not a fan of you. So Lisa D wants to know, why do you think that there's was so much animosity between people like you and Mark in the jury house?
That's a really good question, first of all, and I just want to say that I don't have a problem with Mark. I mean, it's a TV show. I haven't spoken one word to Mark outside of the house, so I'm not passing any judgment on anybody on stuff that happened in the jury house or in the Big Brother house, because I don't know Mark outside the house. Mm-hmm. In terms of what happened in the jury house, I mean, I got to be honest. It seemed like Mark in the jury house was more concerned with Raven and myself than he was actually making a good, educated and honest vote. So I think he was completely focused on the wrong things. Why do you care so much what Raven has to say or what I have to say? It was actually quite baffling, to be honest with you. But like I said, I don't have a problem with Mark, and if he has a problem with me outside of the house, that's his issue, and I'll be cool with anybody outside of this house that is cool with me. So I would imagine that it seemed like it started really when Raven got to the house. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe he was just annoyed with the way that me and Raven acted together.
Okay. Becky from Minnesota wants to know, Matt, do you regret throwing any of the comps that you threw?
That's a really good question. And I think a lot of people, I've said this before, I came into this game thinking that I was going to be a strong competitor. I was not. I probably threw somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 comps the entire season. Obviously, everything from HOH to veto comps to safety comps. Certainly, looking back, once we got to the jury phase, there was a few that, I probably should have just gone ahead and won. But to answer your question, there's a few that I wish that I would have changed my strategy on. Yes.
So let's say that you play Big Brother again, that you're back in that house. What would you switch up about your strategy?
Yeah, or so would you? It's a really funny. Big Brother's a really funny game because people get criticized for doing too much and playing the game too hard too early, and then at the same time, people like me get criticized for supposedly doing nothing. When I say that I did nothing in the house, I mean that I did not do typical Big Brother things in terms of lying and fighting. Mm-hmm. I think I told 6 actual lies the entire season. I was counting them. I wouldn't change a lot about my gameplay pre-jury. I thought that I did exactly what I wanted to accomplish pre-jury. Quite frankly, I just needed to step it up once we hit that point. And start making some stronger ties and start playing the game a little bit more socially and from a competition standpoint. So to answer the question directly, pre-jury I wouldn't change a lot, but I would definitely turn things up a little bit once we got to that jury point.
I think a lot of people don't realize that being as low key and under the radar as you can be pre-jury is the smartest way to play Big Brother. You let everyone else kill each other before jury. Just be under the radar.
Well, it's funny, Eric, because a lot of people criticize me for not doing a lot in the game, but I'm not sure if people sit back and realize that I survived 10 evictions. Okay, mm-hmm. It's doing a lot is one thing, but also not getting yourself evicted is another thing. And I don't think anybody can say that I didn't at least do a decent job of that. So.
I think everybody is going to be critical of the way I think people that aren't going to like you or aren't going to be a fan of you is obviously going to be more critical of how you played the game. You also sided on the side of who people could arguably say Paul was not a fan favorite this season. So you also have that kind of going against you. I have a feel, it's the same people who say that you did nothing all season are the same people that will act like Cody did so much on this season. So I think everyone is just kind of mildly biased in how they rate people's performances. I'm just obvious about it. You can do no wrong in my eyes, Matt. You're great all season.
I mean, I appreciate that, Eric. I really do. I obviously didn't play a perfect game, and there was a lot that I needed to do, before I got evicted to change things around. But I mean, if you look at every single eviction pre-jury, besides probably Jillian, every single one of those people made a critical mistake to get themselves eliminated, which, I mean, I really didn't do. So yeah, if you want to criticize me for not doing a lot, that's perfectly understandable, and that's a good opinion. But I just simply disagree pre-jury. After jury, I obviously needed to pick things up. There's no doubt about that.
Right. And again, I think laying low pre-jury is the smartest way to play Big Brother. I see Wesley Lester in the chat room says Cody was worshipped strictly for hating Paul, not for being a good player. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, let me be really clear. Like, I don't have anything good or bad to say about Cody as a person or a human being, inside or outside the house, because I don't know the guy. But if you want to make the argument that Cody made good strategic gameplay, I really don't know what to tell you, because that's absolutely ridiculous.
Right. What did you think? What did you think of the Zingbot's zings? Were you a fan of your zing? Were you a fan of Raven's zing? Did you love them? Did you hate them?
I thought they were pretty funny. I thought that Raven's. I didn't think it was as strong as some of the other ones. No. I really didn't get it at first. I wasn't sure if they were referring to just like, her makeup getting smeared like when she was on the wall, or if she just wore too much makeup in general. So I didn't think it was as strong as some of the other ones. I thought mine was fantastic, and I mean, gosh, pretty accurate, really. I mean, so yeah, I thought Zingbot did a heck of a job, man. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I mean, Christmas's was great, Mark's was great. I mean, Paul's was brutal, so I thought it was pretty strong.
I thought Christmas's is hands down the most epic Zingbot zing of all time.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, the effort and the length and the content. I mean, that was great. I mean, he even made it lyrical. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I thought it was horrible. I thought it was so mean.
It was, but it was good.
Ha, you're going to be disabled for the rest of your life. Sing.
Dude is ruthless. And I felt bad, too, because he pulled Jason inadvertently and indirectly into like 2 or 3 other zings, so that the dude just got killed. I felt bad for him at that point.
I know. Oh my God. I love Zingbot, but I was like, well, that was a bit much. Nat wants to know, were you a fan of Big Brother before you played it? And if so, what seasons did you see before? What seasons were you a fan of before?
So I was a fan, but I was absolutely not a super fan like a lot of the other house guests. I mean, I know Jessica's been watching it since she's a little girl. Josh was an absolute super fan. The only season that I saw start to finish was season 16, which I watched in 2014 with one of my roommates in Arizona. I feel like seeing some other seasons I certainly could have benefited from, since that was a pretty vanilla, straightforward season. I mean, Derek's gameplay was unbelievable,
right?
But there's definitely some more involved seasons, which I definitely could have benefited from watching. So.
Okay. Now a lot of people, I'm going to take this from Janice K, but a lot of people want to know, what were you thinking with you and Raven throwing food all over the house and making such a big mess? There are starving people all over the world, man.
That's a good question. Me and Raven were just having fun. I mean, anybody that watched a lot, or especially watched the live feeds, will know that, that's just me and Raven's relationship. I can certainly understand what Janice is coming from in terms of wasting the food and stuff like that. I hope that we didn't waste an exorbitant amount of food, although there was certainly a lot of cinnamon wasted. There is no doubt about that. But I don't think that Cinnamon's on the top of anything getting shipped to Africa. But I can certainly understand where she's coming from. And we had a great time.
I was going to say, I think it's like mainly cinnamon and flour, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
don't think that's at the very top of anybody's list. But good question, though. I mean, absolutely good question.
Would you, BB Little 2 wants to know, Matt, would you change anything that you, did in the Big Brother house? Well, I mean, obviously, besides turning it up, is there something like specific that you wish that you could change?
I mean, you're gonna have to be. I would have had to be a little bit more ruthless, if not a lot more ruthless, to win the game. I mean, I kind of went in with the idea that I could play a fairly clean game and get away with it and win. But given what I know about our season and what I experienced in the house, where things were at when I left the house, there's just absolutely no way that I could have possibly won that game without lying and without being a little bit more ruthless. Those aren't strengths of mine, but they certainly would have had to been implemented if I was going to win the game. So.
Perfect. I want to take a question from Susie over on Twitter wants to know, Matt, what did you think when Cody tried to nominate Paul and then nominated Christmas?
So this is an example of, yes, Cody made a very maverick and very bold move. He was the only person that took a shot at Paul the entire season. But dude, when you're working with 8 people, you have to at least give those people an inkling of what you're going to do, because you ended up throwing 8 other people's game under the bus. And when we went into the, when we got the Temptations, I was pretty sure that Paul was going to get the Temptation. I mean, he's one of the most popular players of the last couple seasons, and if it really isn't America's vote, he's got a really good shot at getting it. Mm-hmm. Had Cody let me know that he was planning on putting Paul up, maybe we could have had that conversation. And typically, vets do get a little bit of wiggle room. So I didn't think it was a good strategic move, which is why I jumped ship from Cody. He could have gone right back to the plan and put Jason up like we had discussed, but then he made it even worse and put Christmas up. So it was just impossible for me to stick out the guy at that point.
So speaking of the Temptations for a second, and obviously the Tree of Temptation coming into play, I know you got this question in a ton of different ways from people, but do you regret not going after Temptations, more, or, not taking one?
So we're speaking specifically about the Tree of Temptation?
Right.
Towards the end of the
towards
season.
Towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. I did not think it was a great twist. The rewards just were not very enticing compared to the punishments. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, and it could have potentially saved myself or Raven or both of us. So, I wish now that I would have, but at the time, it seemed like it would have been a blatant, Jason, I have absolutely no faith in you at all, which in reality was true. But like I said, hindsight is 2020. Yeah, if I could go back, I would. But at the time, it seemed like the right place. So
because it would have exposed, to use it, then expose. It's basically saying you don't trust the people then that you're supposed to be trusting. So I understand why you
100%, which obviously I shouldn't have been trusting those people in the first place. But yeah, that would have been a blatant, obviously, right. I do not trust you at all. So.
Very important question over on Twitter from Ryan's River that we are asking everyone. And it's, did Jessica or Raven hide Alex's cat ears? Where do you fall on this topic?
So that's a really good question, and I actually don't know the answer. I know that Raven hid coke from Alex earlier in the season, and I know that she admitted that to Alex at one point. So I don't know if Alex and Raven had the discussion about the cat ears or not, but I'll tell you what, one of the biggest fights in Big Brother history was a result of, I'm going to guess, maybe a $10 pair of cat ears, which is pretty unbelievable. I guess I'm going to have to watch back to see exactly who did it.
I kind of think the cereal fight was bigger than cat ears. Like Alex losing her mind over the cereal or pillows. I don't know. No, I don't think pillows.
The pillow fight was good too, but yeah, she lost it over the cereal. And the funny thing about all the fights in the house was, if you watched, anytime that two people engaged and Josh wasn't one of them, he would always say, can I say something real quick? And then he would jump right in. I mean, that dude, he was awesome. I mean, I don't know if there was probably a 2-week span where he fought every single day. And, you know, and then afterwards he would cry about it. And he'd say, I can't fight anymore. And then 24 hours later, boom, he's going right back at it. So,
you got to love Josh is crazy. You got to love it.
I love it. I probably fought 2 or 3 times the entire season, and it is so emotionally draining. And for that kid to have fought that much and still won Big Brother, I mean, crazy strategy, but I have a heck of a lot of respect for that guy.
Now, one of your fights, obviously, with Jason Whistlenut. What is your relationship like with him now outside of the house? Do you have one? Are you guys cool?
I mean, Jason and I haven't chatted outside of the house. I mean, we're grown men. We're probably not going to call each other on the telephone and chat. But at the same time, I hold no ill will towards Jason. I consider him a friend. I hope that he considers me the same. Yeah, I have absolutely no problems with Jason. I wish him and his family nothing but the best. And if the opportunity comes about, I'd definitely drink a beer with the guy.
So aside from Raven, I know a lot of people asking this too, aside from Raven, who are you looking forward to keeping in contact with, or let's say having a beer with after the season? Or is there anyone that you definitely wouldn't want to, or is it just everyone across the board you're cool with?
So, like I said before, anybody that is down to have a beer with me, I'm down to have a beer with. I can't imagine any circumstances under which Cody and I are going to sit down and have a beer. I can't imagine any circumstances under which Mark's going to want to have a beer with me. But hey, I'm open to it. My little brother lives in Boston, and I can assure you that next time I go up there, Kevin and I will definitely sit down and have a beer. He's an amazing guy. Probably my only regret in terms of fighting the entire season was fighting with Kevin. Really like Kevin, and I hope that didn't ruin anybody's conception of me and Kevin's relationship. But honestly, I would sit down and chill with anybody from our season.
Okay, I will tell you right now, that is the best attitude to have post-season. And mark my words, you will all, at some point, be hanging out, chatting, and having fun, and it'll all be like, oh god, remember we hated each other after Big Brother and how stupid that was? Like, and I know it, you know, obviously not coming from your end, because you're saying that you're fine with it, and maybe other people aren't, but I tell those other people too, trust me, you guys are going to be so cool. This time next year, you're going to be like, oh, we love each other. Every season.
Oh, dude, I 100% hope that you're right. I cannot say right now that I believe you, but I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah. See, I wish you watched Over the Top, because for the people that did watch it and will understand this reference, Jason and Shelby are hanging out right now, everyone. The 2 people that you would have thought would have murdered each other in the street if they saw each other are now like hanging out and cool. So trust me that you are going to be fine. You guys are all going to be friends. I give it a year. I used to say until Christmas, but when it's a season like your season was, when it seems like the other side took things very personally, it takes them a little longer when they take it that personal. So I'm giving it a year.
Well, like I said before, Eric, I will sit here and, you know, I'll discuss people's gameplay and things of that nature, but I'm not going to talk about anybody personally outside the Big Brother house, because I haven't known any of these people for a single minute outside the Big Brother house. So I hope that you're right, and I would love for that to be the case.
Well, you're getting this question from a ton of people too, which let's see what you think about it. Were you surprised how bitter the jury was towards Paul when you were in it with them?
Was I surprised? Yes. I mean, Paul duped Raven and myself just like he duped everybody else. But I mean, good Lord, what game did we come to play? You know, it's Big Brother. If you can't respect what Paul did this season in terms of gameplay and the game that we all came to play, I just don't think you're dealing with the right show. I honestly don't. The bitterness was unbelievable, and there's a lot of things that happened in that jury house that were never shown. And I can tell you right now that when I got to that house, there were people that would have voted for Paul.
Really? Well, yep. I feel like it was, maybe we talk about that on the after show. I feel like it was Josh's goodbye messages that I think sent a ripple wave into the house. But let's just go with that, because that's the official thing that happened.
What a great strategic move by Josh, though. I mean, he knew that was what was going on.
Yeah.
And golly, I mean, at the time, I would have never thought Josh being capable of that. So kudos to him, man. I mean, that might have won him the game, honestly.
I think it did win him the game. I mean, he
Yeah.
knew he couldn't fight Paul in the house. He knew he needed to take the fight somewhere where Paul couldn't manipulate the fight. So I thought that was
exactly what he did. So
genius.
good for him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me take this question from C Joy 3T8. CJ wants to know, why did you not side more with Jessica and Cody? Was it simply just because they were anti Paul?
I mean, I did side with Jessica and Cody. I mean, I had an alliance with Jessica and Cody for the first 2 weeks, but you know, at the end of the day, Cody just made such a big move without telling me, completely threw my game under the bus, completely threw 8 other people's game under the bus. So I just could not possibly trust him with big decisions moving forward. At that point, it wasn't a personal thing. I thought Jessica was fantastic. I had a great time with Jessica, and I really enjoyed her being in the house. It was unfortunate how things played out with her. But hey, at the end of the day, they had the right idea. You know, Cody wanted Paul out of the house, and had he been a little bit more strategic about the way that he did it, you know, maybe that could have come to fruition. But unfortunately, I just didn't think he played that well. So.
Great question from Wesley wants to know, did Raven being in the house change the way that you played Big Brother? And if so, how?
I mean, I don't think that anybody that has ever been in a showmance on Big Brother could truthfully say that, you know, being in that showmance didn't change the way that they played the game. I mean, having another person's concerns that are, you know, equal, if not greater than your own is important and critical, obviously, from the way that I was evicted. So, yeah, I mean, it absolutely changed the way that I played the game. I wouldn't go back and change it for better or for worse. But, yeah, to answer the question, it definitely changed the way I played the game.
Okay, perfect. Sal, while 416 wants to know, what was the highlight of the season for you, either in the game or after you were evicted? And I'm going to throw in, you can't say Raven. We're going to just always assume the best of everything for you is Raven. So Raven aside, what was the best moment from the season for you?
Okay, so we're talking like a best single moment.
Yep, best.
Okay, cool.
Best single moment.
Yep. So by far the best and funniest single moment for me, and I watch this every single day, is watching Jason play Bowl Arena. I mean, I literally was in tears, and you know, at the time, I felt bad for the guy because I was like, he is in physical pain right now. But it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. The guy literally couldn't see and was falling all over the place, and I could watch that every single day.
Were you surprised to find out that Raven was a ghost hunter? As she told us all on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a discussion with her about that because she never told me that she actually hunts ghosts. I mean, that's kind of scary. I don't get down with ghosts.
I'm going to save it for the after show, but she told us a story about ghost hunting on our after show with her, and it's quite interesting. So I'm going to
have to keep that out of our relationship because I'm not dealing with that.
Okay, yeah, it's interesting. Denise H wants to know, are we ever going to find out what Matt's occupation is? You can say no.
Yeah. So, absolutely. I'll tell you guys right now. I do operations for a home remodeling company, and I did sales for the same company before I transferred over to operations. So I work for a company called Power Home Remodeling, and yeah, that's absolutely my occupation.
So okay, because I need some construction done around here, man.
All right, let's do it, man. We have a branch up in Long Island, so we take care.
Okay. Oh, you know where I live. What? Oh no, we already asked that. How did you determine your vote between Josh and Paul? Would you say that it was a vote for Josh to lose, or a vote for Paul to win?
So that's a good question, and it was 1,000% a vote for Paul to win, because I'm not sure if I said this before or not, but I was planning on voting for Josh if it was him and Christmas in the final.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, so my vote was 1,000%. not for Josh to lose, but for Paul to win, simply because I thought that he was the best game player from start to finish, and I really don't know how anybody could truthfully argue against that.
Yeah, I don't either, other than to say personal. I think a lot
Yeah,
of people took it personal, but I can't fault them for taking it personally, because technically that is the factor of Big Brother that you have to factor into your game, is how do I convince people to give me $500,000 and not hate me? Pretty much. Like, that's Big Brother. Figure it out.
If people want to say that Paul didn't manage his jury well, fine. I have absolutely no argument against that. But there's nobody that is going to tell me that Paul played a worse game. Josh played a better game than Paul. It's just not. It's not possible.
Right. Let me go over to One Crazy Blonde wants to know, what was the first thing that you did when you got home?
The first thing I did when I got home, or the first thing I did when I got out of the house?
We'll take both. What's the first thing you did when you got out of the house, and what's the first thing that you did when you got home?
Okay, so the first thing that I did as soon as I got out of the house was, I think 2:30 in the morning East Coast time where I live. I called my little brother immediately to just make sure that my mom still loved me and that she still wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
So that was absolutely the first thing that I did when I got out of the house. The first thing that I did when I got home, I didn't land in DC until about 10:55. So I dropped off my stuff and went immediately to the bar that my best friend manages to see her.
Okay, I love that. Courtney J wants to know, what did you think of Kevin's goodbye message to you?
I thought Kevin's goodbye message to me was absolutely hilarious. I mean, given the circumstances, me and him had a blowout fight. I said some things I didn't mean. He said some things he didn't mean. And I thought it was great. I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he literally said, "Matt, goodbye. That's all I have to say."
I think that
it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it, and I completely understand where he was coming from. Don't blame him at all.
I'm not even sure he was trying to be shady. I think that's kind of just him.
Yeah, I think he was pissed at that point, which I completely understand.
Cindy wants to know, what was your favorite comp from this season? What was your hardest comp from this season? And was there anyone that you didn't get to play in that you wish you would have? So let's start with, what was your favorite comp from this season?
My favorite comp this season was absolutely the zinc oil, where we had to slide up and down the Crisco. That one was so much fun. It took me like 10 minutes to really figure out how to do it. But once I did, I had an absolute blast playing that one. The hardest comp for me was probably the wall comp, because if you couldn't get into that crouching position, there was no chance you were going to win. And I don't know if it's my old knees or what it was, but I just could not get into that crouching position. And the one that I would have wanted to play in that I didn't get the chance, give me a second to think about it, probably BB Comics.
Yeah, I think everybody likes BB. Did you get your box yet? Your box?
Oh yeah, I've got my key. I've got a bunch of coffee mugs. Got my silver fox. Got my voodoo doll. So they hooked it up big time.
Okay, so you already opened it.
Oh yeah.
Did you open it live for people, or you just opened it on your own?
I opened it on my own and then put a lot of the stuff on my story for Instagram.
Okay, perfect. Because people in the chat were asking if you got it, and if you, like, I know a lot of the house guests open it live on like Instagram and stuff, so they were wondering if you were doing that. Trixie Streets 86 wants to know, Matt, do you really shower that much at home too?
Absolutely not, and I apologize to the state of California because they were in a drought. That is literally one thing that people never realize about the Big Brother house, is it just gets extremely boring, and there were absolutely times when taking a shower was the most and best entertaining thing to do.
Okay. I kind of like that you took so many showers. I think a lot of no. I don't mean for that reason. I just mean in general. I like cleanly people, so I was like, oh, and he takes a lot of showers.
Well, it was funny. It was funny too. At one point, I think that Josh and Jessica actually got into one of their biggest fights while I was and about me being in the shower. So,
did they?
I don't want to take responsibility for that, but to my knowledge, that was
I didn't really watch a lot of those two on the feeds. Do you really believe that Jason was going to use the veto on you or Raven? Did you really believe that Jason was going to use the veto on you or Raven? Is the question.
No, and this is just, like I said, I haven't gone back and watched the show, but I think this is probably a good example of where the live feeders had a much better idea of where my head was at than anybody that watched the show, because obviously I shouldn't have trusted Paul, but I told Raven and Paul the night before the veto ceremony that I was absolutely not convinced that Jason was going to use it. If I was him in that situation, I certainly wouldn't have. So I was probably 50-50.
Okay. First of all, I can't even believe it's almost already an hour. So everyone, I want to let you know we have oh my God, it's almost been an hour, Matt.
Wow.
I'm that
was like 10 minutes.
Me too. So let me let you know this. We have about 10 more minutes left, everybody. So number one fan currently is you, Susie. Don't forget that you guys become a fan so that you're alerted whenever we go live with your favorite house guests all this week. And I have a feeling that Matt will be back too. I would love to do, and I asked Raven, and she said she's game if you are, like couples shows next. I like to have you guys on alone separately, but then I like to have you guys come back as a couple, as a pair, and we can play like fun dating games.
Well, I mean, she's arriving in DC in about 48 hours, so I'm sure we can arrange that.
All right, we will do it. Let me just try and bang out a few more of your questions. Greek Diva wants to know, Matt, if Cody didn't come back into the house, would you have worked with Jessica?
So that's a really good question, and I'm sure at some points on the live feed, I absolutely considered working with Jessica again. It was a little bit difficult for me because obviously Raven and Jessica at that point weren't getting along very well. But I thought Jessica was a very, very good player. She was extremely insightful. She was very good at reading people, and she really knew what was going on. I don't think she made very good decisions in terms of her gameplay, because I think she could have gone really far in the game had she played herself and played her own game. But to answer the question directly, I did consider it. Would I have done it? I don't know.
Okay. A lot of people want to know, do you plan, I see Becca is asking, do you plan on doing any meet and greets? I also see Alex Nicole says, what's the best way for fans to get in touch with you? Is it Instagram, Twitter? I have a letter for you. And even if you don't have time to reply, I'd at least just like to know that you read it. So where can people contact you is, I guess.
Absolutely. So you can get easy to get in touch with me on my Instagram. It's just Matt Clines, MattClines. My email is ClinesMJ. So ClinesMJ@gmail.com. And then you can also get in touch with me on Facebook as well. And it's just Matt Clines.
Okay, perfect. We'll go back over that one more time for all of you guys at the end. I know a lot of your younger fans always ask this. Would you ever play Survivor? Would you ever go on Survivor?
That is a very good question. I would absolutely consider it. I have done bodybuilding shows in the past, so I know what it's like to starve yourself, and it's not very much fun. Mm-hmm. So that would certainly play into my decision, but it's definitely something I would consider 100%.
What about Amazing Race?
Absolutely.
If you were to play Amazing Race and you could take anybody from your season, who would you want to go on it with? Well, I mean, I guess Raven.
Yeah, even if that wasn't the answer, I think it would be unintelligent of me to answer otherwise, so yes.
Okay, what if they said you can't have Raven, we're forcing you to pick someone else?
If I couldn't have Raven and I was going to pick someone else, I would take either Alex or Christmas.
Okay, and what if it was not anybody from Big Brother? You could just do it with anyone from your own real life. You can literally pick anyone you want. Who would you want to do it with?
Oh God, I have a plethora of options. Probably one of my best friends in Houston, Josh Shepard.
Right. I'm sorry. I heard Eric from Reality Recaps.
That's what I said.
That is exactly. Was there an outside world event that happened during the summer that when you came out and you found out about that you were shocked? Because you guys were kind of locked away for so long. Was there something that you found out happened this summer that was like, oh my God?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And while Zingbot was there, he made a couple implications that maybe something had happened with the presidency. So I was a little bit worried that maybe we were looking at impeachment or something of that nature. That was not the case. So the biggest thing for me was definitely the hurricanes. Like I said, one of my best friends lives in Houston. So finding out that had happened and then making sure that him and his family were safe afterwards. Also, Josh's family living in Miami. So definitely the hurricanes for me.
Okay. Where? Are you excited? You're getting this a ton too. Are you excited about Celebrity Big Brother Edition? And if you could pick a celebrity to be on Celebrity Big Brother, who would you want to be on it?
Oh, I'm super pumped for Celebrity Big Brother edition, and I guess my question and a little bit of confusion that I have is like how what type of celebrities are we talking here? Like I would love to see Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor on there, but I'm not sure if those are the type of celebrities that we're referring to. I mean, Conor McGregor on Big Brother would be one of the best things of all time.
I think they probably want more reality star people, but I'm sure you can have anybody you want to be your celebrity on there that makes it on there. All right. You have, Matt, a ton of fans that are here to support you, that love Raven. I kind of want to give you the opportunity to say whatever you want to say to all of your fans and the people that support you full screen. So the floor is yours, Matt, to say whatever you want to say to your fans.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody who took the time to watch this season. I'm sorry that I wasn't a little bit more competitive in terms of getting a little bit farther in the game. I did everything that I could, and if there's a few things that I would change, obviously I would have had to be a little bit more ruthless in the game. But for any of you that might meet me in person, you'll probably see that that's just not my personality and not something that I excel in. But at the same time, I hope that I can meet some of you in person because, America got a little bit more of a reserved version of Matt than a lot of my friends and family get. So I hope that a lot more of you get a chance to see that. And I appreciate everybody supporting me and Raven this summer.
I will say this, and I hope, well, I really don't think that other house guests are watching this, but I will say, everybody has said postseason that I've talked to that you and Raven by far postseason are the most real, the most humble, the kindest to fans. Dare I say, the people that they thought they might not like postseason, and you guys have become their favorites. So I don't know if that's a double-sided, a backhanded compliment, but I mean, a lot of people just keep telling me, tell them that we love them, that we didn't think that maybe we were necessarily going to, but we do love them postseason. So,
well, it's funny you say that because I've had multiple fans say, Matt, quite frankly, I absolutely hated you on the show, and I think you are not good at Big Brother, but you seem like a pretty cool dude. So I hope that's the case.
I mean, I really believe all fans want postseason is for people to just, own their game, whatever that is for them, and just to be nice to them. There are so many Big Brother players that are rude or ignore fans or whatever. So I think anybody just giving fans, respecting them as fans is the best thing that anybody can do postseason.
Eric, I will never claim to be a fantastic or even decent Big Brother player, but I'm not a bad guy in real life. So
you don't got to convince me. So let me end with this question, and then we're gonna get your official social medias for everybody. And it's from our town, and he wants to know: is there one thing that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that maybe you didn't know about yourself going into Big Brother?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. And honestly, I would say that in general, I'm a simple person. Simple things make me happy. Just my family, my friends, like little things in life that you don't get to experience in the Big Brother house are just everything. Just watching football with my mom or just hanging out with my roommates, just stuff like that. It makes you appreciate the simple things in life even that much more.
Got it. All right. So if people want to stay in touch with you, Matt, I know from personal experience, your Twitter is very hard to figure out which is the real one. So let's start with Twitter, which it is right above you. But tell people where they can follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. So my Twitter is Matt, Matt_Clines, CLINES, BB19.
Okay. What about your Instagram?
Instagram is a really tough one. It's my name, Matt Clines.
Perfect. Where else do you want people to follow you? Snapchat, Facebook?
Yeah, people can absolutely hit me up on Facebook. It's Matt Clines as well. There might be a couple of us on there, so you might just have to kind of roll through. Or you can also probably type in my Gmail as well. So clinesmj@gmail.com. you can absolutely hit me up on there as well.
I will put the links to all of Matt's social media below this video on our website for the edited version. What about P.O. Box 2? People are asking about P.O. Box. Do you have one?
I do not have a P.O. Box. So you could send stuff to Raven. I know she has one.
Okay, perfect. We have Raven's P.O. Box, so check out the show notes for Raven's show. The P.O. Box is in there. Well, Matt, thank you so much for taking time to come and talk to your fans. They definitely appreciate it, and we hope that you and Raven will both come back on the show together soon.
We would absolutely love to. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope to see you again sooner.
And congratulations to Sammy, who is the #1 fan, winning that autographed box of Captain Crunch, which I said Crunch Berries, but don't worry, I'll make it the peanut butter one. Sammy, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sammy. I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody. I will see you guys back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern with a Christmas, and patrons will be over in that patron show for you guys in like 2 minutes. See you guys all later. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Take care.